Now that spring is here, you're going to want to start paying attention to creating flower content. This does really well on social media because they're bright, popping colors. It's something that everybody can relate to, and it's something you can very easily use as B-roll footage. So let's talk about a couple of things you need to know when documenting these flowers. The first is that you want to make sure you're standing out against the flowers. So having a contrasting color and having some kind of monochrome look usually works best for this. If you have a pattern or if you are very neon with this, it's not going to work as conducively to what you are creating as you might like it to. So you want to make sure you are popping. So I like to go with a darker color to stand out against those bright shades of flowers, or if you have those darker flowers, you could do something that's a little bit lighter. Solid colors really tend to work best. You also want to make sure that you are filming and you are creating your content with and around the flowers. So yes, you can stand in front of the flowers. You're going to get some beautiful content. I also want you to be on the opposite side of the flowers. Now, this does not mean you have to go and walk around the flowers. It just means you have to take your tripod and put it on the other side of the wall of flowers so that you're shooting through it. Have flowers between you and the camera lens. Shoot between the stems of the flowers. Shoot between the petals of the flowers. That is going to give some really good foreground elements, and that's going to help to pop with what you're doing so that it looks more natural and lifestyle rather than posed in front of those flowers. I also want you to be working with leading lines. Leading lines are things that draw the eye to the point of the photo, the subject of the photo. So if you're standing in between rows of flowers, you can do it so that you are in front of the flowers like this, so that the flowers are between you and the camera, but you can also do it so that the rows of flowers are on either side of you. And with the forced perspective, you're going to see those flowers kind of converge behind you, creating those leading lines. It's going to guide the viewer's eye right to you, the subject. So you want to make sure that you are doing it in front of flowers, behind the flowers, and in the middle of the flowers as well. Now, if you're creating video content, of course, you want some things that are going to be steady and stable. So put it on a tripod and let it go. But you can also move that tripod around and use it kind of like a selfie stick. So you are moving it through the flowers. So you're getting a lot of movement in there. If you have somebody working with you, you can have them follow you and walk down the path with you. There's a lot that you can do. So if you leave your camera steady, your flowers are going to be the movement. They're going to be moving in the wind. You can even tap them if you kind of want some shakiness to it. You can have somebody kind of move the flowers in front of the camera if they're between you and the camera. So sometimes if you are on a day when it's not windy at all, if you have someone holding your camera source and then moving some of the flowers between you and that camera, that's going to add a lot of movement to that as well. So you have a lot of options when it comes to this, but you want to make sure your goal with all of this is to get multiple angles, high, low, those leading lines in front of, in back of, and you want to make sure that you are adding some type of movement. So toss your hair, toss your dress, move the flowers around a little bit. You can stand, you can also kneel down. Depending on how high the flowers are, you might have to do different things. These particular flowers that I was in front of were tall, so I was able to walk through it. I was able to pose in front of it, but I also got down and I used my legs to create angles. So you can kneel, you can have one leg up, one leg down. You can do all sorts of things to create dynamic lines of your body that will help you to stand out against these flowers as well. Know where you're going before you go, if at all possible, so you can plan the best colors, the best outfit, the best look. Understand the weather before you show up, because you're going to have either blue skies or cloudy skies or really bright sun. You need to understand if it's going to be super bright when you go there, if you're going to have really dark shadows on your face. So be aware and plan for the correct times of day. Make sure you're planning for the colors of the flowers. Do the best that you can. And again, if you can go monochrome, if you can go in a solid color, that's going to help you depending on what types of flowers you're going to find, if you're going to find different things, or if you're not certain what you're going to show up to, that really helps as well. One more tip that I have for you is to bring a convertible outfit. So I actually did this particular photo shoot at a flower garden. There were tons of different types and different areas within this flower garden. And so I wore this basic outfit. You can see it's a black top and black shorts, but I also brought pants. I brought yellow pants that I could put over this. I brought skirts. I can take the hat off. I can put a jacket or a sweater on. I can make my outfit convertible. So I have a standard base, and then I can add or swap things out to achieve different looks, so that in one time going to one location, I was able to create multiple photo shoots and match the different types of flowers. So I had a lot of flexibility with this photo shoot, and you can too if you plan well. Convertible outfits will be your friends. Monochrome looks will be your friends. Solid-based colors will be your friends. And then being smart about where you place your camera as you're creating your content will work really beneficially to you. Drop your questions on photographing yourself or videoing yourself with flowers. We will get those questions answered for you. And there's a full playlist on Self-Portrait Academy work where you can take your own content by yourself in under 60 seconds, start to finish. There's tons and tons of episodes in here. In fact, I shot all of this by myself. So you have a lot of flexibility to do this in seconds so that nobody's judging you, nobody's noticing what you're doing, and you can get some really stunning content. Follow along for more. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.